four children gathered on the floor below placed the new treetop angel carefully on the uppermost branch of the Christmas tree.
Careful, careful.
They all sighed in relief when the angel's position was secured, and she stood royally in full view of everyone, ornaments and humans alike. Had it really been a year, they each thought, since disaster struck? The much-loved Christmas treetop angel, who had that same place for more years than most of them could remember, had been accidentally dropped as the tree was being taken down and had broken into a dozen invisible pieces. The kind lady of the house wept. She had always taken such great care with everything, including the delicate handling of these, her precious Christmas tree ornaments. Now here stood the new angel, selected with great care by the kind lady of the house herself.
Oh, Mama, she's so beautiful. She's just as I remember. What did you say? Oh, nothing. It's just something I remember from long ago. I'll tell you about it sometime. Maybe very soon.
The kind lady's family looked at her wondered for a long moment, but her own attention was purely fixed upon the tree. They were once more complete, thanks to her and their new treetop angel.
Before the ornaments tucked away in boxes in the attic, it had been a long, sad, and anxious year. They had wondered over and over as to what the new Christmas treetop angel would be like. And at last the waiting was over. For here she was, more beautiful than any of them had ever imagined. In her outstretched arms, draped like a rich velvet ribbon, was a long golden scroll, which added a most important touch to one of such beauty. She was a wonder to behold, and ornaments and family light remained for a moment in silent admiration.
All the lights in the parlor were then turned off, leaving only the 100 or more tiny white ones that illuminated the entire tree. Their effect was magnificent, casting the room in a warm glow. This good family of humans lingered a while, and all agreed that this was perhaps the most beautiful tree ever. Another moment to admire the tree, as she did every year. But tonight she stood for a while longer, gazing upon the beautiful treetop angel. Then, with a sweet and grateful smile, she turned and exited the parlor. It was only then that introductions upon the tree formally began. Taking charge, as he had done these 15 years, was a somewhat worn but very cherished Father Christmas ornament. He was allowed this authority because he had been with the man and his wife since their first Christmas together as newlyweds.
Fair angel, I would like you to meet all of us who adore this Christmas tree with you, and bid you welcome. I am the Father Christmas ornament. I have been fortunate enough to last through 4 children, 5 cats, 1 dog, and a stray mouse that wandered in here during Christmas time and mistook me for a morsel of food. I was spared the real harm when one of those cats saved the day, and me, and died yourself as well.
Father Christmas, must you tell that story to every new ornament that comes to our tree, and especially to an angel? We must complete introductions quickly, remember?
Ah, well, yes. Let's see. Who have we here? Well, you practically met Christmas Mouse already. He's been with us for 10 years, if I'm not mistaken.
This Father Christmas is my 12th year.
Ah, yes, 12, that's right. Old memory isn't what it once was.
Stunned, visibly disappointed, they all settled in for what was going to be a rather restless night. Oh, how they had hoped for a Christmas treetop angel, much like the old one. Father Christmas felt the worst of all. Things had started off badly, and we spent the night determined to start tomorrow on a new topic.
With morning came the sounds of children laughing and music ringing through the house.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
The kind lady of the home was busily going about her day, humming and singing dozens of enchanting Christmas carols. Listening to her, somehow the troubles of last night seemed to be diminished, and the ornaments sensed, especially Father Christmas, that somehow their kind lady could make all things right for them and their new Christmas treetop angel, who stood up there without so much as a downward glance at anyone.
The lights upon the tree were finally lit, and the good family retired into the dining room. while here, in the parlor, soft shades of evening filtered in through the large west window. The room was aglow. This was the hour. Father Christmas straightened himself upright and began.
Fair angel, fair angel, we would most sincerely wish to continue with our introductions, if that would please you.
You waited. They all waited for a reply. Finally, a rather large and distinctly audible sigh escaped her lips.
Oh, yes, that would be fine.
This was going to be harder than yesterday, thought Father Christmas. But taking heart of the eager glances of the other ornaments, he began to recite his well-planned speech.
Perhaps you would like me to mention a few of the additional adornments that share this beautiful tree with us.
Once again, she was totally silent. Nevertheless, this was the plan, and he would carry it out. Sink or swim, he was going on ahead. He quickly noted all the decorations, then introduced the bear ornaments. Clown ornaments. Each one extending to her a most gracious welcome. Still, she was unmoved. Finally, Father Christmas had only one group left to introduce. He had purposely left these for the last, for they were indeed special. His inclination was to rush through them, but he felt this would not be appropriate, given their great importance to the tree, to the family, and all the other ornaments as well.
And so, fair angel, this brings us to our last and very cherished group of ornaments, our angels. And
Angels?
Yes, angels.
No one told me there would be other angels on this tree. I thought I would be the only one. I don't understand. Could this be? Must I be required to share this Christmas tree forever with other angels?
The whole assortment of ornaments were now astir at the unexpected expression of concern. Father Christmas knew he must restore calm.
All right, everyone. Let's quiet ourselves, please.
His words were useless, for the fair angel had spotted 2 or 3 of the other angels, and without so much as a moment's hesitation, she cried,
Those angels? Why, they are not even beautiful. I am much more beautiful than they.
Stunned by her words, the entire collection drew in one long, audible gasp. Then all was silent. Realizing instantly the impact of her words, the fair angel glanced around cautiously. Each pair of eyes she met glared back for a moment, then heads shaking in disbelief, they slowly turned their heads away from him. Only the face and eyes of the kind Father Christmas remained fixed upon her. At first she could not look upon him, for a shame was beginning to grow within her, a feeling she had never known. These ornaments, and especially Father Christmas, had gone out of their way to make her welcome, and she had returned their goodness with thoughtlessness. Struck down by what she had said, she turned to Father Christmas.
I just didn't understand. I don't know. I'm really sorry. But I just thought,
She stopped there for fear of saying something that would sound even worse.
Perhaps it is me, who should be apologizing.
Father Christmas's words were gentle and sincere. Amazed by his kindness, she looked at him for a long moment, then asked in a whisper,
will you help me understand?
There are no doubt, fair angel. Christmas trees everywhere. Many, in fact, who have but one angel who sits on top and reigns supreme above beautiful ornaments of every description. Yet beyond their beauty, they are meaningless. But we are the lucky ones. We are much more than just fancy decorations. We are the real ornaments, each one reminding our owners of something good and wonderful. Yet as cherished as we are, it is the angels which are the reminders of those things which are most important.
But I still don't understand.
You see, from that first Christmas together, as man and wife, our good owners have exchanged Christmas tree ornaments. I was given to him by her. However, as he shopped, with so little in his pockets, he became discouraged. I was about to head for home when he found Heart Angel. He was over there. He purchased Heart Angel as a reminder of the many he so loved his dear wife. And with that, a grand tradition began. Each year, he added one angel to our tree as a symbol of her goodness. It is a secret that just the two of them share, which makes it ever so priceless.
The fair angel looked longingly to our angel, seeing her in the light of her new understanding.
Oh, she really is beautiful. Tell me, please, about the others.
There were 18 angels in last year's counting, and there are sure to be others added before this season is closed. I gave up long ago trying to remember the order of their arrival, so I'll simply tell you about each one as we meet them.
Father Christmas stretched and moved to where he could take in full view of the surrounding tree. By now, some of the other ornaments had turned again toward the fair angel and were intent upon listening to Father Christmas, recounting the stories of the angels of the lower branches.
Each ornament has a special meaning to the good gentleman and kind lady. They love each other. Of that, there is no doubt.
The fair angel looked at the ornaments for the longest time without saying a word. Then a smile shone on her face.
How grand to know of such love. I had no idea such love even existed.
Oh, but there is more.
For the next several hours, assisted tirelessly by the entire ornament family, Father Christmas told her long stories about each angel and its importance to the kind lady, and therefore to all the ornaments upon the tree. They were all stories of love, caring, and deeds of goodness.
Each story is in fact the beginning to all the others.
Really? Where? Which is it?
You must go to this angel on Christmas Eve. I'm sorry, but you must wait until then. But know this now. That angel represents the grandest message of them all.
His words nearly took her breath away. She wondered to herself how this could be possible. Was she yet to know the grandest of them all? Sensing to ask no further questions, the fair angel simply settled back to ponder all she had learned. This was a tree, a home, and a family filled with love. Where did that kind of love come from? She wondered if the answer lay in the one angel yet to be shown to her.
During the next few days, a curious thing happened. Several times the fair angel would look down and find a kind lady standing in front of the tree, staring right up at her. There were times that she almost looked sad, or so the fair angel thought, but she would wipe a tear from her eyes. And then finally a smile would light upon her gentle face. She would turn and leave the room. Once her daughter came to the room.
Mother, why are you crying? Oh, it's just Christmas. It always makes me cry. Isn't our new tree house angel? Yes, I guess that's it. I'll tell you about it on Christmas Eve. How does that sound?
The little girl beamed at this, and upon the tree the ornaments, including the fair angel, stirred at the kind lady's promise. There was something excitingly new, and a feeling of anticipation grew in everyone.
The excitement in the house was felt by everyone. The entire day had been spent in a vast number of projects carried out by the good family. Last-minute gifts were purchased and wrapped. The ornaments felt the excitement as well, and as the anticipation increased, they each rechecked their positioning on the tree. Everything must be as perfect as possible.
Twilight arrived, and the lights were lit. The fair angel could hear voices from outside the home. Carolers had stopped and were now singing the most wonderful songs.
As the beautiful music finished, soon afterwards, guests began to arrive. Their laughter and greetings were delightful to hear, and the fair angel felt as if she herself were about to burst with the excitement of this time.
The city of David. A city of Nazareth, up to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem. Nazareth was married to John's wife, named Mary the child.
The Christmas story unfolded humbly before them all, humans and ornament family alike. The words touched their hearts, but few perhaps were moved more than the fair angel.
The story went next to the hillside, where shepherds were abiding in their fields by night. With that introduction, it came to shepherds.
And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about them. They were sore afraid. Fear not, for behold, I bring you glad tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of Nazareth, the Savior which is Christ the Lord.
A strange realization struck in the heart and mind of the fair angel as she gazed upon this little girl, who as the angel of the Lord carried forth the greatest message of all. In this little girl, the fair angel was suddenly seeing herself. The thought struck her with a great impact. Was this true? The scroll identical to her own? Could this mean what she was only now beginning to comprehend? That she represented the most important angel ever?
The good gentleman was reading of wise men coming from the east and of a star. More little costumed children entered the parlor and placed jewel-encrusted containers at the feet of the little Mary, who still cradled the babe in her arms. The magnificent story was now concluded, and the family, as they had done for so many Christmas Eves, reached out to one another, clasping hands. They began to sing Silent Night. across the room and stood in front of the beautiful Christmas tree. They turned and faced their family and friends.
I have promised to tell you a little story, one that I have never told anyone. It concerns that angel on top of this tree. When I was a little girl, perhaps 8 or 9, I became very sick 1 week before Christmas. The doctors were called in, but they could not seem to get my fever down. My dear mother sat at my bedside, placing cool rags on my fevered head and arms. During these long hours, she would tell me stories of her childhood, but mostly they were stories of the Bible, stories of Jesus. One night, after she had gone into great detail about the birth of Christ, the shepherds and the wise men, I fell into a sound sleep, the best I had known the day. I dreamed of an angel. In my dream, I was a little shepherd girl sitting on a rock on the hillside that night. And so when the angel came and told us of the news of the birth, everyone left and hurried into Bethlehem. I was the only one left behind. I didn't know whether I was supposed to go or stay and watch over the sheep. The angel asked why I lingered on the hillside. I told her of my confusion. It was then that she called from the heavens the golden scroll. She gazed upon the scroll for a long moment, and then said that my name did not appear upon the scroll. Therefore I should stay and watch over the sheep. I was so sad and wondered why my name had not appeared on the scroll. The angel then told me that it was perhaps that I did not yet know the Lord. Well, how do I come to know the Lord? I asked of the angel, and she replied, by following him. And then my dream ended. I have always remembered that dream and tried to do just that, to follow the Lord.
She looked for a brief moment at her husband. It was he who, over these many years, had given her all of the angels of the lower branches that now hung upon the tree as symbols of her goodness. Only 2 of them fully understood their significance. He smiled at her, knowing the full extent of her desire to follow the Lord's teachings.
There have been times of failure, yet I have come to feel of his love and infinite care for me, for all of us. And so when I came to meeting a new treetop angel, I had intended to buy one, much like the old one, if I could, until one day, in a small little shop, I spotted her. She sat alone in the corner of the store. There was not another like her. As I drew near, I saw that she was so much like the angels in my dreams of those many years ago. When I saw the scroll that she held in her hand, I knew that this would be my new treetop angel. And having her here reminds me that somewhere, perhaps, the angels are taking note upon golden scrolls.
The room was perfectly silent, as humans and ornaments alike pondered deeply the story of the kind lady. It would become a cherished Christmas memory, one they would hold dear for the rest of their lives. The evening had drawn to a wonderful close, and the guests parted with tender embraces and promises to return on the morrow. The house began to settle into a gentle Christmas Eve quiet. And within a short time, the family retired for a peace-filled slumber.
The ornaments waited in silence as they watched the fair angel reflect upon the events of the evening. More than ever, they realized the great importance of the fair angel.
Have you always known?
Not all of it, fair angel. Much of what was said here tonight, we ourselves heard for the first time. But as to who you represent, the angel of the Lord, yes, we have always known. Still, even more, we have known how very vital the Lord is in the lives of these good people.
Why couldn't you just tell me?
Oh, my dear, just as knowing the Lord and following him has forever changed the hearts of people, these people in particular, it is still a journey that must be made, more or less alone. We could not tell you of the Lord, or even of the angels of the Lord, until you could see and feel all of this for yourself.
And the angels of the lower branches?
They represent our kind lady's very good and cherished deeds in following him, the Lord. He changed her life, and she, in turn, has done all the good she can because of him.
The fair angel looked at all the charming and caring ornament faces turned toward her. How wonderful she felt. How very blessed to be a part of them and representing such goodness.
Merry Christmas, fair angel. And Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you, all of you.
Finally, she looked at Father Christmas, who had remained quiet these last few minutes. He was beaming, overjoyed with what had occurred this night.
What a choice tree this is, to have you as our angel of the Lord. Merry Christmas, fair angel.
And to you, Father Christmas, and to us all.
Only then did the fair angel look down at the golden scroll she held. Were there names upon it? Yes, indeed, there were many. With a joy-filled heart, the fair angel closed her eyes and rested. Bells in the distance chimed. Christmas Day had arrived.
Grizzlies are 0 for 5 for the three-point field goal.